What's going on, you amazing people? Jacob Polar here, and tonight we're going to talk about hope. Hope being the double-edged sword, hope being the false sense of security that our society is based upon, in hope that things will change without taking no action to change them, in hope that you'll be relieved of the pain that you're in and somehow move to the pleasure that you choose, but never actually doing anything to make that happen. Hope that you'll feel better about yourself, hope that you will look better, hope that you'll think about yourself as being better, and saying being better, not being better than anyone else, no, being better in here. You know what I mean? No longer struggling and suffering in the turmoil that's inside of you and in your mind, that you're imprisoned by the ego every single day of your life, but you hope that there's a reprieve. You self-medicate with drugs and alcohol, whether it is illegal drugs or pharmaceutical drugs. You sit there and you medicate yourself with so many things. Spending money on crap you don't need. You know, that little fix that you get. You know, just these things. You're addicted to Facebook, you're addicted to social media. You get a little dose of happiness whenever someone likes something or sends you a message, or, you know what I mean, it adds you as a friend. Ooh, I feel good about myself. But you're sort of running away from the thing. You're letting your circumstances control your circumstances instead of sorting them out internally. We don't need an external thing to fix us internally. We sit here and we hope that someone else will do it for us. We'll sit here and hope that we'll win the lottery. We'll sit here and hope that somebody will give it to us. We'll sit here and hope that somebody will fix us. I'll feel fine when I'm in love. How? Where does that come from? I will be fine when this is there, or that circumstances, or this isn't there, and I'm that. You hope with absolutely no evidence. You want to live in a fairy land of hope, and then 10 years go by and you're still the same person but 10 times worse. You're in a worse situation and you feel like shit because you haven't moved. Then you're like, oh God, it's your fault, universe, it's your fault. Well, it's your fault actually, it's not their fault. It's not the universe or God or all the above's fault, it's yours. What did you do? And what didn't you do? I hope for a successful, what do I want? I hope for a successful business. Why do I want a successful business? So that I can generate a lifestyle. A lifestyle that I never have to work another day of my life. Guess what happened, guys? 15 years of work. 15 years of internally sorting out my bullshit. Educating myself. Degrees. You name it, traveling around the world, seeking out adventures, seeking out things that will make me grow as a human being. I have fear, so I go and learn martial arts. I go spend 6 months in Thailand and physically embody everything that it is. Face my fear, overcome that fear, become a martial artist. You know, that stuff, that is to break the fear. No longer I'm afraid. What do I have to be afraid of? Nothing. So why would I let fear control me? Why would I let fear be the thing that pushes me into the corner and live in a world of hope? Why would I let fear bring me down? Why would I let fear have the only life source that's available, and that's hope? Why would I let it bring me down so low that hope is the only option I have? Why would I relinquish my right, my free will, my strength and ability, and leave it to hope and chance, which is just gambling? We all want the fix. We don't want to fix it. We all want the thing, but we don't want to create the thing. We all want that, but we don't want to become the person that creates that and receives that. But we want everyone to give that to us. That's why we spend all our time and money buying lottery tickets and gambling and wasting our lives. I have this thing of working backwards. Here's the goal. Okay, now what? What's the steps that's going to go backwards to get me there? Okay, and now here am I? I'm over here. The goal's here. I don't know how to get there, but I know how to get back from there. It's simple. Work backwards, like these little things. I was a little kid, right? And I remember this day in class, very clear. They gave us a maze, a puzzle. Teacher walked around and put it on our table and walked away. I sat there and I was a kid. I didn't know any different at all. And it says goal, start. Couldn't read. So I didn't know. So I went from backwards. There's only one way. There is only one way to go from the goal to where you are. But there is a billion ways to get lost going the other way. It's a waste of time. And I'll never forget this day as a little kid. Teacher, I finished it. Teacher. First one. No, Jake, you're wrong. How am I wrong? How did you do this? You can't do this. How did you do this? I went from there to there. No, you're supposed to do it the other way. First, no one told me that, but yet I got the result. It's like the thing in maths. If you can come up with the answer, but you can't show how you came up with it, you no longer pass. But you come up with the answer. It is sucking the life out of your intuition, your sixth sense, your higher self, God, the universe, the thing that speaks through you. The thing that you are, the fabric, the God particle which is driving this force, gets sucked out. But now I know, as that kid, I was light years ahead of everyone in the game. I didn't let here put me in a fucking box and put me in a little shelf and put a label and name on it and say that's right or wrong. No, I saw this is the goal, and this is where I am, and I figured it out. I'm using that same principle every single thing in my life ever since. I don't care about a problem, I care about the solution. How do I make this problem go away and stay away? I no longer allow myself to give a fuck about anything. I have that right and that mental fortitude and internal ability to no longer give a fuck and seek the solution. I don't care about the problem. Only an ego cares about the problem. Why do we focus on a problem which only propels the problem to grow and continue? When I could focus on the solution, and the problem is no longer. Because the only problem that is internally. We are the only problems. We're the only people in our own way. Absolutely. Work backwards. You can fail forwards. You don't have to sit there and say it's not perfect because it's never going to be perfect. An absolute example with my company right now. Just jump. Have faith, believe, and just move. Walk in faith. I proclaim this to the universe. I say this, and this is my truth, and I manifest that, and you step into that. That's how it works. You don't let, I don't have the money, I don't have the contacts, it's not the right market, I'm in a bad situation. No, it's all in there, but yeah, you can manifest anything out of anything. So we sit there, focus something externally, try to make it puzzles, but it's not. We're not actually doing that. Do you know what we're doing? Procrastinating. We're sitting there in a fear. We're not walking in faith. We're not growing. We're just sitting there doing nothing. But I just jump. Because I would prefer to do that than do nothing. It builds up courage, and this takes time, but it's all things that can be learned. Confidence can be learned. Self-belief can be learned. All of this can be learned. Faith. It is built. Everything. You are a manifestation. You are a constant evolving being. You can choose to be anything. We are the only species on Earth that gets to have this beautiful ability. A dog is stuck being a dog. A tree, it can blossom, it can grow, but it will always be a tree. And it'll always stay there unless we move it. But we are unconscious, and our whole goal is to find consciousness and sustain it. To experience that which we are, internally, externally. Not let the external make our internal. No, we're supposed to do the other way around. Our ultimate being is inside of us, and we're supposed to experience that. The whole meaning of life. We are here to experience life in our form, and our form can manifest. You don't see a tree creating beautiful works of art like a drift car or a painting. They make their own. They are the work of art. We can create works of art. We can sit there and make a sculpture. Yes, I understand. Nature is its own art form and it creates its own self. But we can, by choice, do this. We can build monumental buildings that are beautiful. We can sit there and we can create wonderful things in this world. We get to do that. We get to physically change our form. If we want to be tall, well, you can actually become taller. Painful process, but you can't do it. If you want to be anything, nowadays if you want to be a different gender, you can do that. If you want to be big and muscular, you can do that. If you want to be athletic and run 1,000,000 miles or swim like a freaking fish, you can do that. You can evolve yourself. You can dedicate yourself. You can train yourself. You can become that. If you want to become a monk, you can do that. You can do anything. Yet we're too busy doing nothing. We're wasting our time on wasting time. Why do you think the whole world is so focused on creating things that make more time but take every single second of your time away? We have the advancement where time is just, we have things that we have invented that alleviate so much pressure and so much time on us. Think back 100, 200 years ago and you had to go from one side of the earth to the other. Well, that's going to take like a year. You have to walk, you have to be on a carriage, whatever, trains. You understand? But now we just get in a car, taxi, get on a bus or get on a train, get on a plane. There you are, you're on the other side of the world within a day. There's things like, text message, we no longer have to write on things. There's even voice now. We don't even text. What's up, people? You understand? The world is changing, yet where is our time? We're spending all our time on useless things that give us no reward. In the blink of an eye, life is past. In the blink of an eye, another 10 years is gone, and you're like, why is time speeding up on me? Now you went out and Googled this. The reason time is speeding up for you is because you're doing nothing of significance in your life. Time felt slow when you're younger because there were significant things happening. There was things you're working towards, things you're waiting for, things that you're excited about, turning 18, getting your driver's license, going on your first date, falling in love, finishing school, starting work, living your dream, going on those holidays, so on and so forth. First tattoo, this stuff was huge. But we stopped. We stopped learning. We stopped growing. We stopped challenging ourselves. And we stopped being ourselves. We have no idea who that is anymore. We've sold out. We exchanged our time for money. Right? We sell our souls, our life, our purpose, so that someone else can go fulfill their dreams. Because if you don't build your own world, guys, you'll sit there and you'll work to build someone else's. Now, if it's for a great cause, that's fantastic. But you're not fulfilling your soul, your purpose, and you're just wasting it away. And you rely on hope. I've been there. Seriously been there. I used to spend 80% of my income on buying lottery tickets. I would scrape by because I was so desperate. If I could just win the lottery, if I just win a house, if I just did this, and I'll be there and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was just then I could, this, or maybe if I just have this much, then I could invest that into my company. But you know what, guys? I always had income coming in, but I never saved it. I never put that. If I put that exact amount of money that I spent on shit, on lottery tickets, and I put that into myself, into savings, compound interest accounts, if I invested that into my company, things would have been a whole lot different. But I was sitting there willy-nilly spending money because I wanted money. That doesn't make sense. Living in hope, where I could sit there instead and find out how to go from here, where you are, to here. And then figure it out from the back, and then go that way. It's easier to come back from somewhere you've already been than it is to go there. You get lost. But if you go back from where you go, back to where you are, you don't get lost. Very bizarre, but it's true. Do it with inside yourself, and externally it will be fine. No longer live in hope. No longer have a dream without a plan. Have your plan and have your step-by-steps and put it into action every day. Have a list, tick them off. That's all you do. Goal, plan, list. Do that, that does that, and that equals that. So it's not really focusing on everything. You just literally are on your list. Figure your list out. Goal, the plan, the list. Focus on the list. Ticking things off helps you mentally feel like you're achieving, building that momentum up inside of you. A little secret is ticking those things off is really good for you mentally. Yeah. And if you want to remember something, guys, write in blue. Now brains, for some reason, remembers blue. Don't write in red. Little, tiny things like color theory of how colors affect us. It's positively, negatively. Red makes us hungry and angry. Literally, go Google this, color theory. There is so much you can actually use in your own favor. Why wouldn't you do this? If the information is out there, if you're accidentally fucking your life up because you're doing all the wrong things and not doing all the right things, and live in denial about it, instead of just going and finding the answers for it, it's bizarre. I was like that. I chucked a tantrum for ages. No, live in denial. I just got to a point where it's like, why am I being an idiot? I don't care about my age. I can figure it out. I did. Holy crap, my life is great. There's been a point, guys, in my life where I've had nothing, not by choice. But I still worked on them. I didn't quit. I was minus in my bank account for months, not eating. But every single day, I rationed and had a little bit of food. Every single day, I was making sure I was putting those 17 hours a day, maxing out what I could do. Yeah. I didn't miss a workout, not at all. I kept here. I didn't care that, yeah, I'm minus in my bank. I can't actually get myself out of this situation. But internally, I can come to peace with this situation. I can learn from this situation. I can look at this as a thing that I could not even pay for. And that's what I was like, let's use it as a task. I paid to go learn a task. I paid to learn a habit. I paid to be free of fear of having nothing and failing. I paid for that. I had nothing. And guess what? I went through every emotion. I went through every freaking feeling, every thought. The negativeness just piled on me. And you know what? I just let it keep going. Took a breath, surrendered. I was like, I choose how I feel. I choose how I feel. I'm not going to let a circumstance control my circumstances. I'm not going to live in a reactive fear state and every decision I make, every thought I have is based upon fear. And I'm not going to sit there and hope that I get saved or hope that some miracle is going to happen without ever asking for the miracle, without ever choosing that miracle, and without visualizing, without setting my intention, without feeding that, without physically walking in that faith. So every day, I put in the effort every day. I put in the work. And it was one of the greatest freeing moments that I could sit there and smile. And I had nothing. And I didn't feel like a loser. I didn't feel worthless. You know what I mean? I was completely without any shackles. I was at peace. I was me. I was life, experiencing life. And that was a priceless lesson for me. If I don't get worked up about that, and I found peace in that, that set me free. And I no longer hope. I set my intentions. I gave my gratitude. And I enjoyed the moment. I put in the effort. With no expectation. I'm not gonna let my internal, oh, it's not happening how I want it to happen, I wish it happened better, I wish, I hope. It's happening the way it is. Learn, apply, grow. Pretty simple. Let go of the hope. It is literally like a drug that will get you nowhere. It's useful if you're in a painful situation, people in war, or like so on and so forth, to get through that duration. But hope can be your trap. You have the ability to construct a different feeling, a different construct of mental state. Don't go on a default one, create one. You have the ability, you are manifestation in manifestation. You are creating. You are a creation that is able to create. Just because you may say a word, you can invent a word, guys. And that word, by your choice, is real. And it means what it means. And if you can actually go and get it, put it in the dictionary. So don't let people tell you that it's wrong. Don't let people put you in a box and put you in a shelf and put a label on it. Don't be, it's a big one. Don't be your name, because your name's not who you are. Ironically, most people are given a name before they're born. How is it your name? It was given to you before you ever had an identity, and before you ever found consciousness. A bit odd, that one. You're not your name. You're definitely not your age. You're not your race. There's no such thing. We are humans. We are life. So you're not a race. You're not a species. What else are you not? Oh yeah, you're not your job. You're not your title. Ironically, people after retiring, like something like 60% die after they retire because they have no connection to who they are. You're not your relationship at all. It might sound very bizarre. You're definitely not your sex. And you're definitely not your sexuality. You're definitely not anything. You are nothing. It might sound strange, but you are nothing. You are none of these constricting, conformative concepts. You are consciousness. You're without label. You are everything. You are everything, experiencing everything. Stop putting yourself in a box. Stop labeling yourself. Because if water, just water, is affected by the label put on it, imagine the labels that you put on yourself. Humanity has been the only thing that constructs labels. They don't actually seek consciousness. They try to control it, understand it, and if they can't control it and if they're scared of it, they kill it and destroy it and put it in a cage. Do not be a victim anymore of unconsciousness. Be an absolute revolution of consciousness. We are at a stage where people are waking up in the masses. We are all realizing we are not that. We're not that name. Because when that name is taken away, we don't know who we are. How can you be something if it's removed, you don't know who you are? You're a little bit more, complex. You're a little bit more amazing than that. You understand, guys? You are greater than anything, and people are so afraid of greatness. People aren't usually afraid of failure. They're afraid to succeed. They're afraid to find out just how magnificent and just how mighty they are. They fear that, so they belittle themselves. They play small to fit in. Been there, done that. Guys, don't rely on hope. Build your fortress inside yourself. Build everything that you need. Build the ability to be who you choose to be. Build the ability to be conscious. Build the ability to be happy. Build the ability to be calm. Build the ability to not be at the whipping end of ego and the whipping end of other people. Don't react, respond. You have that ability, guys. Let your light shine, and it will shine the way for you. Okay? And this false sense of security that hope gives you. Go out and make it. Create it. Believe in it. Manifest it. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. So I want you guys to love yourself, love everyone else. Have a good night, and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, go to social medias, get on that Patreon. Guys, it's all coming. And if you want to know what these videos are all about, I can't keep it in any longer. And these are just little bits and pieces that are all in my life program that is on its way. Come support my campaign to change the world positively. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next one.